April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery Fountain Patio. Welcome back, everybody! We are back to the present. Who would have guessed? I mean, it was only predictable, right? And that's all Uncle Ray knows about this IS-7 incident.
So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident.
What happened at the trial? In the end, Von Karma defeated us. Eh? So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. We even tried giving the police officers and the judge a hug to try and sway them, but it didn't work in the end. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought.
He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict.
That's right. And he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, that trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down the 28th of December. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies.
The 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day.
Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. Why? No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. The old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found. Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Then, they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. An accomplice? Wait, what? An accomplice of what? With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve.
And that was... Was that the trump card he was talking to Detective Bad about?
Yeah, that trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad? Wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases. He really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seemed the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all of the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer. And the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty.
My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial. And I think his final regret became my own.
Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence. But he passed on before he could fulfill his wish. After getting entangled in another case. ... It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'll never let anything like that happen again. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover.
Eh? That's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice?
But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the case. Case is handled by Manfred von Karma.
Wait, can I take a look at that file? It looks like the charges have been rewritten.
What?
Look at this. I mean, I thought that was the original charge in the first place, was murder. Yeah, suspect dated Jeffrey Master, 39, creator of the dessert contest. The victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect that led to his arrest. In jail, he was diagnosed with hypogeusia, and he was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder.
Excuse me. The charge is accomplice to murder.
This is a copy of the original file I received from the courts.
Why would the charge be altered?
This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out, after all.
So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie.
If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on.
Oh.
The statute of limitations is long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. I still think it's stupid that there's such a thing as that. I mean, what if they found out years later they were freaking wrong, and now they can't change their minds because of a stupid statute of limitations? I mean, come on now. I'll never understand these kind of things. After the old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty.
No! Is there nothing we can do even now?
If the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma threatened him. That doesn't make any sense. Why would it... Why? If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges.
That's terrible!
I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, I believe Kate actually did it. And we need to expose this right now, even though the statute of limitations are passed. On the day that Knightley boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison?
Ah, I see! You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you?
Where? But he wasn't there. I don't recall seeing him there anyway. I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on him for me when I couldn't. The rain or snow, she went. Every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment.
That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do?
Well, we can always give him a hug, of course, but, I mean, that's not really going to do anything. That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So what are you going to do, Miles?
I am a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father.
Miles.
But moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here.
You really are your father's son. I mean, what a surprise, right? You share the same name, so of course you're your father's son, naturally. Well then, if that's what you decide, I'll support you all the way. Better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. IS-7 incident file. Updated to my organizer. Case file received from Shields. Parts in orange are Shields notes. Touch the check button for details.
I'm gonna touch the check button for details right this very moment, actually.
Wait, what? Oh. They're right there. Oh, I see. Time of death, December 24, 2000, 18 years ago. Oh shoot, there's 4 pages, what the heck? Crime scene, Jeffrey Masters' room, Mr. Masters' mansion. Murder weapon, Roxall Land, prosecutor Manfred von Karma, defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. The statute of limitations ran out on December 24, 3 years ago. Jeffrey Master, 39, created a dessert contest. The victim's body was found inside the dessert made by the suspect. This led to his arrest in jail. He was diagnosed with hypogeusia, and he was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. Victim data, Isaac Dover, 38. His true identity is the famous French sculptor Pierre Jacquet. He entered the contest as a cake designer, but his body was found in the defendant's room. The cause of death was blunt trauma to the head. Because the victim's body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report. Is that the true reason? And then there's a picture of the murder. Oh my gosh. Well, ain't that just something?
Thank you.
And now here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence from Mr. Shields.
Right. I'll check through it later.
Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case.
Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have returned, reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The 2 chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain.
But who does the dead body belong to, though? Have we figured that one out yet?
And once again, the ice sculptures have melted.
Well, I mean, holy crud, he's got those wrinkles going now. Age 57. Was found guilty in the IS-7 incident and is serving time in prison. Isaac Dover, age dead. I've never heard that age before. That is not a number, I believe. Gender male, the victim in the IS-7 incident. After the body was found, it somehow disappeared. And then we already have looked at these people before, so we don't need to look at them again now, do we? No, we don't. At least I don't think so. But seriously though, who's the dead body?
There were deep connections between the 2 cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago.
Right, let's get started. Objection! Oh gosh, he's back. Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report.
What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before.
I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. Why? That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out.
In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person that comes to mind.
Really? Then tell us.
Very well. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is...
Are you really gonna tell me it's Isaac Dover? Are you freaking gonna tell me that? Because shouldn't his body be all, like, freaking... I don't even... Shouldn't his body... What's the word I'm looking for? You know, when a body... Decayed! His body should be decayed! Horribly. He should be like a skeleton right now, or a mummy or something, like, my gosh. You know what? I'm just gonna say it's Isaac Dover. You're kidding me. How is his body not all decayed? And also, how did he grow his hair out? How does a dead body grow its hair out? It doesn't make any sense.
It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover.
It's Lacey's body! Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor. I'm kind of surprised she even knows about him. I mean, wasn't she freaking, like, how old is she again? 26. So she would have been 8 years old when this murder occurred? Wait, is that right? 2018, yeah, so 8 years old. I'm kind of surprised you've heard of him. Huh, go figure, I guess. But he was better known as Pierre Hakwet. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations. Ah, so in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel oh my gosh, a strong kinship to him. And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident.
Huh. She knew about the IS-7 incident.
Which is still surprising considering she was 8 years old when this happened, but okay. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body. That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth. What are you saying? The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. ... Well, that's exactly what happened, so there you go. Hello? Really? You're saying that guy was the best? Cool. Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just... They said that they know who the victim is. Huh. It's just as that prosecutor says, it's Dover. How is his body not decayed? I don't get it. No, it can't be.
It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest?
Hey, you! Are you trying to steal the best position for yourself?
I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no?
The truth is none of your concern.
Objection.
I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie. You again. Uncle Ray's assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. You want to claim that Mr. Dover's body was never found. ... The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. Isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? And wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Does it even matter? The statute of limitations is passed, so I mean, corrupt or not, does it even matter anymore?
Because of that stupid limitation thingy?
Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident. So it seems she really is here because of the PIC.
Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. He is the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. That's Mike Courtney Pie, now we're talking. As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave.
Understood.
Ah, isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating.
You really helped us hit there.
Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Oh, did you now, Uncle Ray? Alright, Uncle Ray's going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out.
Got it.
Well, it's time we do some investigating, I guess.
Right then. Kay, let's begin the investigation.
Okay, let's do this.
We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden.
We don't have enough information to go on.
You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium.
Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like.
If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma.
Minty aroma. Normalium is a red liquid with a minty aroma. Indeed. Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Begin investigation. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio.
Alright, let's do some logic. Minty aroma. With a minty aroma.
Oh my gosh, I knew that was correct. I always knew it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, what's up? Notice anything? I wonder if this case and the IA-7 incident are connected somehow.
It's hard to say for certain right now, but I also don't think they are completely unrelated.
But your father was in charge of the IA-7 incident, right? This can't just be just a coincidence. It must be destined by fate. Let's solve both of these cases. I'll make sure to steal the truth for you.
That sounds promising. Now then, to the task at hand. Let's resume the investigation of the Normalium.
It's a red liquid with a mini aroma, right? Let's go ask around. But first, I'm going to present literally everything to you because I want to. Well, let's look at that new evidence first, shall we? Let's see, where was it? This one here? The Angel's Recipe book contains a recipe for the drug that will cure the taste disorder hypogeusia. Frame finger marks. Someone left finger marks behind in Mr. Master's room. No fingerprints were found. Rock salt lamp. Photo of the murder weapon in the IA-7 incident. Stained with Dover's blood. Gosh, what a wonderful photo. Jeez, I've never seen such a great photo in my entire life. Family photo. Photo of Gustavia, Dover, and the sons. Gustavia's son always came to visit up until the finals. Indeed. And that's how it looks. Ain't that just nice? Well, that's everything with that. Alright, let's go ahead and start presenting things, I suppose. What does he got to say about my badge? That's a really cool badge. It depicts a blazing sun on top of winter frost, right?
Yes, it symbolizes the severity of the criminal justice system.
My badge has symbols too. It symbolizes love and justice and peace and courage and honor and kindness. I think I'm saying the same thing as before.
What happened to truth? I'm pretty sure that was exactly the same, Kay.
I believe that even a great thief has rights. No! You can't say this again! For example, we choose...
Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure you consider some of this valuable, right?
Woo! At least this is easy evidence to cycle through, so we can be all like, hey! It sure looks nice. I really like the color. I wonder if it's possible to use this to make a cloak.
Okay, no, never mind.
Question mark?
That would make it easier to catch her, but let's not tell her for now.
I don't think I'm following this. What? The Pisces sculpture shedding tears of blood. Certainly a fishy sketch. ...
Oh,
Wow, was it too hard to get? The Pisces being fishy?
Okay, that's enough. You're interrupting my concentration.
My efforts to lighten the mood have gone unappreciated yet again. Ah, poor Kay. One day, it'll be appreciated, I guess. I believe that even a great thief has rights. And I hate paint. It's terrible. The Angel's Recipe, it makes my heart skip a beat.
Please don't steal it.
But, wait. We're not actually holding it, are we? I don't get it. That's all you ever go on about, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what kind of person do you think I am?
Aren't you a great thief?
That's right, I'm the great thief Yatagarasu, so the truth is the only thing I'll ever steal.
Well then why does that make your heart skip a beat?
A person doesn't need a reason for their heart to skip a beat.
Or do they? You never know, they could need a reason. Alright, okay, that's everything. Woo! Alright, so those two were over there. She's over there. There's a... What the freaking heck is this thing? My goodness. Well, who's important to talk to here? I wonder. I'm gonna talk to like a little bit of everyone here. Larry! Hey, Edgy, move out of the way. Well, what is it now? I'm in the middle of sketching Justy in all her beauty. I got a feeling this is gonna be my masterpiece. Quit getting in the way of my art. Really? How much have you drawn so far? Well, I only just decided on the composition. The drawing part starts now. Isn't it a bit early to be calling it your masterpiece? Well, this is Larice we're talking about after all. Well, you have a point there, Kay. You always have a point, of course. Woo! Oh, excuse me. There's a vase of tulips in front of this door. Probably because this is the Spring Palace. You know, speaking of spring, it's the moving season. People who just moved always let their guard down. So it's also thieving season. It's a great thief. Don't you think burglary is a little beneath you? Oh, you're right. So, nothing about the door? I want to talk about the door, not the vase. But alrighty then, what about this? The statues of a couple in Roman costume. Are these by Pierre Haquet too? I think these were made in the middle years of his life, at the height of his fame. He modeled them after the Roman gods, at the request of his beloved wife. The piece is entitled Venus, the goddess of beauty, and her manservant. I think it's obvious who wore the pants in that relationship. Oh, jeez. I see how it is. On this service card, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste. It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover. Oh, so the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. And then it's gonna be like, I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious looking... of course. It is exactly so. I'll be looking at that one later, though, because I don't want to be looking at that right now. Sculptures of a man with the face of a moon and a woman with the face of a sun. The man looks kind of gloomy, though. Were these also made by Pierre Haquet? Yes, it seems he made these in his youth, when he was enthralled with the stars. The piece likens the relationship between the moon and the sun to something closer to home. The piece is entitled My Parents. I think we know who wore the pants in that marriage. What? What? I don't get it. Okay. We got you. Next one is that one. It's a statue of a brave warrior fighting a snake. Snake! Snake! Was this also made by Pierre Haquet? It appears to be one of his early works, when he was enamored with fantasy and myths. The statue represents his heroic resolution to oppose hopeless difficulties in his youth. The title is The Math Test. I know that feeling all too well. Well, you know, a math tests are very testy, of course. Woo! Ugh. What about this one? What? What? Why is this exactly the same as the other one? Alright, what about you? We recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy. And what is the investigation of the fountain? The fountain is completely clear. You can cleanse both your heart and soul with it. Your body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though. That is true. That is true. There was a body just floating around here a moment ago. There's a fir tree in the front of this door. But that door leads to the Autumn Palace. Fir trees are winter trees. Those must have been placed here as a red herring. Well then, why don't we paint it an autumn red? Okay, fir trees are green all year round.
I knew that. Well, you still could do that just to make it look like that, I suppose. I don't know. Let's talk, shall we?
Boy, how's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything?
Boy, not quite actually. We haven't found any clues yet.
You're doing it wrong. Boy, it's only used when you're showing someone something. Also, yes, G is used to confirm. There's also greeting. E is used when you're afraid. V is used when you don't like something. Oi is used when you're calling someone.
I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, oi, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you catch all that?
Kay, be more serious.
Yes, see. Gosh dang it. Well, I see how it is anyway. Well, let's talk to that door, shall we? There's a vase of sunflowers in front of this door.
Probably because this is the summer palace.
You know, speaking of summer, it's a bonus season. That wall is stuffed with cash, which means it's also thieving season. Are they just all thieving season, apparently?
As a great thief, don't you think pickpocketing is a little beneath you?
I guess so. Yeah, that's right, Kay. It's gotta be beneath you, of course. What's up, Uncle Ray? Miles, how's the investigation going?
Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind the case.
Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either. Oh my gosh, about the two cases and presenting stuff. Well, everybody, I'd say on the next exciting episode, we'll start talking to Uncle Ray, of course. Again! We end the episode with Ray just standing there, staring into your soul. Oh my gosh. You're the most amazing person I've ever met in my entire life. I so just want to give you a hug. Ray, can you stop, please? No, I don't want to stop. I want to give everyone a hug in the entire world. I won't stop until I've hugged every suspicious looking nook and cranny.